Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Won't Shut Up podcast. I'm Megan, and I've mentioned it plenty of times before, but I will reiterate it one more time. I am from New Jersey. Born and raised, baby. Contrary to a popular belief, there are many things that make the Garden State great, and it's not just myself. There are so many that I have created a series on the blog and social media accounts called New Jersey's Not So Bad, where I post all the restaurants, coffee shops, and places that make the Garden State great. I've also published a few podcast episodes on folklore and mysteries based in the Garden State, and I will be doing it again because this episode, I won't shut up about the most haunted road in the United States located right here in New Jersey, Clinton Road. Before we get into things, thank you for listening to the Won't Shut Up podcast. You can find written pieces on the blog at won'tshutup.com. Won't Shut Up is on TikTok, Instagram, and Pinterest at @won'tshutup_, and there's also a Won't Shut Up YouTube channel. Clinton Road is located in West Milford in Passaic County, New Jersey. The road begins at Route 23 near Newfoundland and runs roughly 10 miles to Upper Greenwood Lake. The road itself is long and dark. It's poorly paved and extremely curvy. There's literally an area called Dead Man's Curve, because if you take that curve too fast, you're gonna be a dead man. So this road is hard and scary to drive on to begin with. In 2014, the car rental company Sixt conducted a study on the most haunted roads for its magazine. Clinton Road in West Milford, New Jersey was at the top of its list, which I feel like isn't correct. I don't know what data they were working with. I don't know. There just wasn't that many stories that I could find online, and maybe I just didn't do that much research on it, but I couldn't find that many big urban legends. I feel like Route 66 or one of the many highways that we have in America would have been the most haunted road, but it's not. It's Clinton Road in West Milford, New Jersey, I guess. It's literally the most haunted road in the US, and I had no idea. It came in second as the most haunted road in the entire world in this study, just behind a major regional route in South Africa. Clinton Road is completely surrounded by woods, so it's very isolated, and because of this isolated wooded area, many people have gone to this area to do bad things. Throughout history, there have been rumors of gatherings of witches, Satanists, and even the KKK in the woods surrounding Clinton Road. This is not the type of woods you just want to be hiking in for funsies at night. I don't know who would want to be hiking at night. Do people do that? I don't really like to hike. I'm not really a big hiker. I don't like to voluntarily walk uphill, and that's basically hiking. Within this woods, there was an actual castle at one point. Clinton or Cross Castle was named after the man who built it, Richard J. Cross, but Cross and his family called the place Bear Fort because that's the name of the mountain range it was built in. The castle was built in 1905 and it was 3 stories high. Cross died in 1917 and the family sold the property to the city of Newark in 1919. A fire eventually destroyed much of the remaining wooden structure, but left the stone walls still standing. So this made it the perfect place for hikers, teenagers, the occasional Satan worshipers to go hang out, smoke some weed, chill, walk up hills in their hiking boots. The stone walls were eventually knocked down in 1988 when the Newark Watershed Commission deemed the structure unsound, and there were lots of graffiti and scary drawings on these walls. I'll get into more specifics on that later, but first we have to talk about the most famous story from this area, which is the one of the ghost boy on the bridge. Ooh. If I'm looking into something weird in New Jersey, I obviously have to read through the Weird New Jersey magazine. According to Weird New Jersey, a boy who drowned in the Clinton Run Brook under this bridge now haunts the bridge. Supposedly, if someone throws a quarter into the brook or leaves a coin in the middle of the road, the ghost boy will return it and then chase people back to their cars. Some people have reported seeing apparitions of the ghost boy, and others reported the ghost pushing people into the water if they look over the side of the bridge. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That freaks me out. You will not find me stopping on that bridge. I hate that. But there's no report of a boy ever drowning or dying at this brook or on this bridge. So this is all just rumors and speculation. Besides the ghost boy, there have been other ghosts described by Weird New Jersey readers. Some claim to have seen a Camaro driven by a girl who supposedly died when she crashed the car in 1988. Another report claims to have met 2 park rangers who supposedly died on the job in 1939. They were just hanging out in the woods, still doing their job. I'm now going to read some direct first-hand accounts I found on the Weird New Jersey website. A lot of people went to this place to party or explore, so many of the accounts seem to be from dumb young people, but I would like to share some of those accounts. JGR wrote, quote, "After one night of hearing tales, me and 6 others decided to go to the castle." The cross castle that I was telling you about. As we got up the dirt road that wound up to the castle, we parked the cars, got out, lit a fire, and drank some beer. After a half hour, we began to hear chanting and chains rattling. One of the girls started to go into a seizure. 3 of us tried to move her to no avail. It was like she was nailed to the rock. Then the chanting stopped. The girl came around. We all looked at each other like, what the hell is going on here? For the skeptics, people definitely were fucking with them, because if you go to any type of haunted area, quote unquote haunted area, or any type of abandoned place, there are always going to be some teenagers, because I'm guessing these people are teenagers if they're going to hang out in the woods at this castle. I doubt that they're 27, maybe. Who knows? But there's always going to be a teenager a few years older than you, or a group of people just a little bit weirder than you and your friends that are going to fuck with you. And that's never fun. That is never fun, and you should never do that to people. If you are the teenagers or the people that are a little bit older and you go to places and you see people that are a little bit younger than you or a little less weird than you, and you're like, we should fuck with them, don't fuck with them. That's so mean. But that was totally people fucking with them, and then that girl was having a panic attack. Don't want to, downplay a medical emergency or a seizure or anything, but she was totally having a panic attack, because I've seen people have panic attacks that look like seizures. And when you think that Satanists are approaching, you're going to have a panic attack that might look like a seizure. I understand that. I would, for sure. Another Weird New Jersey writer named Scott wrote, "I had a friend who lived near Clinton Road. He used to take me on May Day and Halloween's Eve to spy on Wiccans practicing in the areas near his house. The proof I have is more than a kid's flashback of witches. It pertains to what was transcribed on the walls of the Cross Castle, and how a historical fact about the writing will reveal that a Satanist movement was using the area for their practices. It was a nice afternoon in 1977. He says all of that and then just moves on to, it was a nice afternoon in 1977. Okay. Are we kidding? You're just moving on from that? We decided to get our packs, a tent, and a rifle, just dropping insane information, to spend the night up in the woods, so 1977. We just got a few packs, a tent, a giant-ass gun, and we just went up to the woods. Peace and love. I took a journal along with me. When we came upon the castle, we were amazed, as always, at how it stood out in the woods. We entered it, and we were shocked to learn that someone had put up 2 huge boards with words spelled out in red paint. The nature of the writing intrigued me, so I copied down what the walls proclaimed, and my friend snapped a picture. I love the way that people write in Weird New Jersey. This is also probably an older person, so the way that they're writing is just so juicy. I don't know, it's just very like whimsical. Anyway, the journal stayed in a box until 6 months ago, when after my wife's death, I was going through everything and I read it. What was once scribbled down in my youth was now revealed as one of the writings of Anton LaVey of the Church of Satan. I went to a local bookstore to match my journal with the Lex Satanicus. I concluded that the tales about Clinton Road were seriously understated. The Satanists who practiced there were not a joke, but a local grotto of people using dark forces to bring forth their evil reign. God, the way this guy writes is incredible. Scott, you are a great writer. I hope you have a book published. Like, that was crazy. I love the way he wrote that. The Satanists who practiced there were not a joke, but a local grotto of people using dark forces to bring forth their evil reign. I love that. In West Milford. In the woods of New Jersey. Weird New Jersey readers have also claimed to see a lot of creepy creatures at night. This includes a hellhound named Wolfie, monkeys, and unidentifiable hybrids, which are not the Jersey Devil, apparently. According to some lore, these may not be supernatural or the Jersey Devil, but actually survivors of the closed down attraction Jungle Habitat. Incoming rant. Gonna rant for a second about this weird ass theme park. Jungle Habitat was a theme park / safari created by Warner Brothers in West Milford. Can you believe that? So weird. The 70s, so fucking weird. The park opened in the summer of 1972 and closed in October 1976. The park featured a drive-through safari section, which allowed for wild animals to roam free and approach vehicles as they slowly drove through. People in their cars could observe peacocks, baboons, camels, elephants, llamas, giraffes, and even Siberian tigers. What the hell are all those animals doing in New Jersey? I'm sorry. I know I love the Bergen County Zoo. What the hell are those animals doing in New Jersey? Many of these animals would climb on cars and or walk in front of vehicles. So it wasn't like a good attraction at all. Most of the time, people were just like stopped and waiting for the animals to move the hell out of the way or stop attacking their cars before they could drive out of the park. The walkthrough section was a small theme park, which included a petting zoo, camel and elephant rides, snack bars, gift shop, a reptile house, a dolphin show. What are you doing in New Jersey? And Bugs Bunny and Friends live shows, which were like people in the caricature dress up like suits, not live Bugs Bunny and Friends. God, I hope not. The park didn't have amusement-style rides, but there were plans to add them in the spring of 1977, but the park was closed by then. The park's last weekend in operation was Halloween weekend 1976. On November 2nd, 1976, township residents voted against expanding the park to include rides. Following the vote, Warner Brothers decided to shut down the park and sell the land. After the park closed, newspapers reported that several animal carcasses, including an elephant, had been left there to decay. It's so sad. They treated the animals poorly while they were living as well. This was not like a well-run sanctuary. Obviously not. It's in New Jersey in the 70s with these wild animals that shouldn't be in New Jersey. This was not a safe park at all. Animals attacked people, 2 wolves escaped their enclosures, and several park animals had contracted tuberculosis and had to be euthanized. Like, so sad. These poor animals were tortured at this park. Thank God it was shut down. And to think it was shut down because neighbors didn't want it to expand to include rides. I'm sure there were people who were against the park to begin with, and the vote against the expansion was how they got rid of it. But it is so funny to think that the people were like, oh no, those like animals that are just roaming free and are just, you know, living in squalor and are so miserable and should be in their natural habitat, and we have them in New Jersey. No, that's like cool because I like seeing them. But I don't want amusement style rides. I don't want Dorney or Hershey Park in my backyard. I don't want Six Flags Great Adventure, that bald guy with his glasses going down King Da Ka in my backyard. That's too far. On July 8th, 1974, a woman was actually bitten by a baby elephant who had reached out of its enclosure with its trunk and grabbed the woman. She was awarded $200,000 for her injuries. I wonder what the baby elephant was compensated. Also, how was the elephant able to grab her? But I guess zoos, you can get close to elephants. I don't know. I've never been to an area or a zoo or any type of place that I would get close to an animal like that. But once again, it's the 70s, so they were probably just in like a cage with bars. And you could literally go up there and hand feed them. You can literally put your child on top of an elephant. You can put your child in the elephant's mouth. In 1970, you know? I was just about to make a Harambe joke, but I'm not going to. I'm going to fight the urge, I swear. This jungle habitat place, when I was doing my research about it, reminded me a lot of Action Park, which is now Mountain Creek in New Jersey. And I grew up going to Mountain Creek Water Park. I fucking hate water parks, but it was like a tradition for my friends and I to go with my mom and like my friends' moms. We would all go to Mountain Creek once during the summer. We would all go to Mountain Creek and we would have so much fun. And we did it for a year. I think all throughout elementary and middle school. And then I learned that Action Park existed too before Mountain Creek, and like so many people got hurt there, and it was just a terrifying place to go, but in like a fun way. Like you got like fun hurt, I think, unless people got like seriously like bad hurt. Maybe that'll be my next podcast episode about something weird in New Jersey. It'll be about Action Park, and I'll go to Mountain Creek and talk about how it has changed, except I will never go back to Mountain Creek. Probably the idea of going to a water park. I'm 26 years old. Do you think I'm going to a water park? Ugh. I could throw up thinking about that. I could actually throw up thinking about that. According to the Travel Channel show, most terrifying places in America, 2, phantom vehicles such as pickup trucks or even just floating headlights attached to no vehicle at all, not attached to anything. They'll just appear as 2 floating headlights out of nowhere in the middle of the night, and they will chase drivers to the end of the road and then disappear, which I would get so frustrated. Not because you're a ghost, but how dare you ride my ass when you are in death? You're gonna run me off the road? You're gonna tailgate me even in death? Your pickup LED headlights are going to blind me as I drive even in death. Come on. What the hell? So there's plenty of rumors and tall tales surrounding this New Jersey road, but there is only one confirmed death on record, and it's not the ghost boy who died under the bridge. On May 18th, 1983, the body of Daniel Deppner was found in this wooded area when a cyclist was riding down Clinton Road. The body had been wrapped inside a green garbage bag, and the cyclist noticed it because it was being eaten by a turkey vulture. Richard Kuklinski was charged and convicted of this murder. When I say the word Kuklinski, I have to like really read it because it's phonetic, I believe. And the same goes for my last name, but sometimes people really, that L, they'll move that L around and they'll be like Kepler. Sometimes they'll throw an N in there, Kepner. And I'm like, who is that? So I really have to pay attention when I'm reading his name. Not that I really have to pay him that much respect as a convicted murderer, but I just feel like if I'm reading his name slowly, that's why. Richard Kuklinski was named the Iceman, and he was the leader of a burglary gang. He went on to murder multiple people, either while he was stealing from them or to keep them from ratting on him. How many people he killed is unknown. He was convicted of 5 murders, but claims to have killed over 200 men. He also claims to have mob ties and said that he worked as a hitman for the mafia, but law enforcement and organized crime experts have expressed skepticism and don't think he's the criminal mastermind he claims to be. Either way, he was the subject of 3 HBO documentaries that aired in 1992, 2001, and 2003. Advertisements for The Sopranos, I'm sure. Several biographies were written about him, and a 2012 feature film called The Iceman was made based on his crimes. He was actually, I hate to call him a special interest, but he was one of those people that I just happened to like learn a weird amount of information about. since I was a kid. I've been looking up random things and never shutting up about them since I was a child. So it's very fitting that I now do this as a podcast. But I would look up things about him. And I think it's because I saw that the 2012 Iceman movie came out. I was a freshman in high school and I was interested in the fact that the movie came out about somebody based in New Jersey who was this like infamous killer who claimed to be part of the mafia, which I thought he was in the mafia, but then after reading information about him and looking into it, he doesn't seem like it. It just kind of seems like he's making it up. Sometimes they'll say like they're part of a, burglary ring or a, what's another thing? Like gambling operation. Like that's what they got them on, but actually they're part of the mafia. If you've ever watched The Sopranos, you know what I'm talking about. Like they normally get them on another charge and not organized crime. But the fact that the organized crime people were like, oh, no, this guy is lying. He's not in it. He's just saying stuff. He's just saying stuff because he wants to say stuff. Daniel Deppner was one of the Iceman's associates, and they were part of a burglary gang together. The two actually murdered another man named Gary Smith together. He was another one of their associates, and they killed him because they thought that he was going to rat on them for stealing and murdering other people. Deppner moved into Kuklinski's son-in-law's apartment for some reason. I'm guessing the reason is murder and or crime. Deppner was then killed in that apartment sometime between February and May 1983. Although medical examiners listed his cause of death as undetermined, there were signs that he was killed with cyanide and strangulation, which is Kuklinski's MO. So he was the third of Kuklinski's associates to be found dead, and then it helped lead to his arrest. In addition to being haunted, this road is extremely frustrating for drivers. It's notorious for having the county's longest traffic light wait. This occurs at a double intersection where Route 23 crosses the road. The two lights can cause motorists to wait for 5 minutes total. The wait time is to reduce backups on Route 23 during rush hour, but it just leads to a lot of people waiting. So not only is it freaking haunted, it's freaking annoying, and you should avoid it at all costs. Not because phantom LED headlights from a douchebag in a pickup truck is chasing you off the road, but because you don't want to wait at that goddamn long-ass light. This road is also pretty iconic to me because there's a 2019 movie called Clinton Road featuring none other than Ice-T. I haven't seen the movie, but I love when Ice-T plays a character who is just in New Jersey. I don't care what he's doing. I just like seeing him in my state. You know, when you're watching SVU, maybe I'm just the only loser from New Jersey who does this, but when you're watching SVU and they say like a random town in New Jersey and it might be near where you live, or it's just a town that you recognize and you're like, ah, look on there. I know where that is. Oh wow, where they filmed that? Do you think they really filmed it there? Oh my god, so cool. ST is there. ST is in New Jersey. That's exactly how I sound when I'm watching SVU. The movie Clinton Road follows a widowed firefighter who is seeking closure after his wife goes missing on the haunted road. He has to unlock the road's secret if he wants to get out alive. And Ice-T isn't the widowed firefighter, by the way. I thought he was, and then I looked up the movie on IMDb. I was like, oh my god, Ice-T stars in this movie? He plays like a random side character, I think. Once again, I haven't watched the movie, so maybe he like saves the day at the end. Who knows? Maybe I'll try to find this movie and watch it because it seems pretty silly, and I love watching Ice-T play a character who is in New Jersey. So, will we ever unlock the secrets of Clinton Road? Did Ice-T ever unlock the secrets of Clinton Road in that movie? Maybe. Haven't watched it. But I know we won't unlock the secrets of Clinton Road because most of these are just tall tales and rumors. No one really knows if there was a little boy who drowned in the brook or actual ghost cars that run people off the road. Either way, I know I won't be driving down Clinton Road if I can avoid it. Mostly because I don't want to deal with that extremely long traffic light. On that note, I will finally shut up about Clinton Road, New Jersey's, and apparently the US's most haunted road. Check out the blog and social media accounts listed below. Let me know what you won't shut up about. Thank you for listening to me. Never shutting up. Bye.